sometimes you have to use the wedding ring as a shield. This video is going to be a compilation of smaller truths in fiction. Several years ago, when I was in my 20s, we were coming back from a family event, and because of my nutritional needs, I had to get my meal elsewhere. So we stopped by this restaurant and I went in to pick up the order I had placed over the phone, and I'm waiting in line. And this guy sees me from across the restaurant and he decides he's going to come over and try his chances at picking me up. I have no idea why he chose me out of all the people in the line, but he did. He comes over and he starts chatting me up, and I'm being polite, just, responding to his questions and being sociable. Then he asks me to come over and join him for dinner. My first instinct was this. He goes, "Figures," and stomps back to his table like it was my fault. Where does this apply in the books? Cross the line. Holly is on the bus and this guy randomly starts hitting on her, trying to pick her up, and she very politely says, "I'm not looking for a relationship." And he does not like that answer, and so his response is, "Figures," and then he pouts. Obviously he can't stomp away on the bus, but he pouts very much like the guy did in the restaurant. Number 2, in my 20s, I worked with youth, and one of the girls that I worked with, she came down the steps that morning, and she was wearing skinny sweatpants. This is the first time in my life I had ever seen skinny sweatpants, and I'm like, what are these? These are the most ridiculous looking pants I have ever seen, which I now wear, by the way. But anyway, like, these are so weird. And so I teased her. I nicknamed her Skinny Sweats. And she was also wearing polka dot socks. I ended up moving jobs, and so we lost contact for a little while. I was not allowed to keep in touch with her after I moved jobs. She had to reach out to me. She looked me up on social media and she said, "Hey, it's Skinny Sweats." I was like, "With polka dot socks?" But the reason that's so meaningful is because she passed away. And the circumstances around her passing away were never clear. They were never clarified, but I have my suspicions. In Cross the Line, Holly and Jordan end up getting hypothermia, and they end up in the hospital. And the hospital provides them with a change of clothing. And Holly is given a pair of skinny sweats and polka dot socks. And that is just a nod to that sweet girl that I used to know. 3, my dad's name is Mark. He is not my biological dad, but he is my dad, just the same. And my husband says that Mark's is based on him. They're definitely different people, but they have some qualities in common. And that was not a conscious decision on my part when I was writing the books. So Mark's may or may not have some basis in reality, according to my husband. This has been your final episode of Truth in Fiction. I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey of learning a little bit more about my life. Why is my phone making me motion sick? Stop moving. I think it's still moving. Maybe I'm moving. But anyway, thank you so much for being one of my readers and for loving my books and for hanging out with me on social media.